joined by Gaurav Sabharwal, the founder of Wok Boyz. What is Wok Boyz? In my opinion, it's a brand that offers mouth-watering and unpretentious Asian street food. And their graffiti art is absolutely unmissable. Welcome to the RetailME TV studio, Gaurav.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Seen your journey for quite a number of years, since 2017-18, and I would love to take that as my starting point. How has the brand grown in terms of number of restaurants, geographical presence, approximate number of customers that you would have served, and the size of business?
So you're right. 2017, mid of 17 is when we kicked off, and we've now at 10 stores. We've made presence across 4 countries so far. So we're in the UAE. Our first international market outside of the UAE was Ghana.
Okay.
And we've just opened a 3rd store in Ghana. We then opened up in Oman as well. And just as most recently, we've opened up in Canada. And that's been a flagship offering that we've set up out there as well.
Very diverse countries.
Yes.
In terms of, I'm sure, food preferences as well as the demographics that you see. What have been your top learnings from each one of these locations?
Fab question. Yes, they're very diverse, and they, Ghana is not as mature a market as the rest of the world that we're currently present in. So you obviously had the challenges of supply chain and the goods that can be available locally and easily to you. So a lot of export going out from here out there to maintain our quality, our taste profiles, all of that. But the Ghanaians are showing us lots of love. That's why we've got 2-3 stores in a year and a half. So that's been fantastic. Oman, I think is just a brilliant opportunity. Right from inception, Oman has shown us a lot of love as well. We've opened up our first store at Mall of Oman in Muscat, and from a supply chain and operations perspective, very manageable. We're still talking about a neighboring territory, so it's easy to support. Canada, fantastic opportunity, very diverse profile. You would imagine that you can get in and start rocking the market, but no. Again, it has its own set of challenges and opportunities. People are a lot more exposed to the Asian food cuisine, so they have great expectations. You have to be on your top performance right from day one, right? So UAE, of course, is home grounds, right? So yeah, right from 2017. In fact, when we started in 2017, I was still part of the corporate world, and this was meant to be a side gig. But in 6 months, seeing the evolution of the way things, of the brand and of the acceptance levels of our food offering, it was just fantastic, right? So yes, we've evolved through times, but we've stayed rooted to our core offerings.
That's lovely to know. In terms of sales, from the time you started until now, what kind of growth have you seen?
Fantastic, and God bless. We've been fortunate. We were able to ride the wave of COVID as well.
Right.
Through COVID, prior to COVID, while delivery was a great part of our business, I think it only escalated a lot further. We realized at the start of COVID, all our international plans had to take a back bench. So we grew locally. We went across 6 cloud kitchens, the last of which were at the Expo, and it was just fantastic. So our numbers grew because we were more accessible. We were in a lot more locations, and delivery was thriving and still is, right? So in terms of numbers have been great. We've seen constant growth year on year, and that shows in our performance, in the number of stores we've got, and how we've expanded.
Certainly, and there's a very huge delivery culture, at least in the UAE.
Massive.
It'll be interesting to know, do you see a similar pattern in the other markets where you are present?
Not as rapid as it is in the UAE. I think UAE has a huge leap ahead, right? Having said that, all the other markets I think are evolving, and you'll see the same sort of trend line shaping up out there, which is a great opportunity for a QSR brand.
Sure.
Because if you've already learned how to master a delivery model, okay, then you can evolve a lot faster in the newer markets, right? So yes, I think delivery is going to be a fantastic growth opportunity in some of the other markets as well.
Along with that comes cost at various ends. Cost of raw material, cost of real estate, labor, delivery itself, logistics, just keeping the business going,
Yes.
growing the business.
Yes.
Keeping all these factors in mind, what are those three things that you very consciously do to stay on the path of profitability?
Thank you for asking that question, because people see the plus side, okay, but there's a lot of hard work that goes into controlling your costs, right? So I think operational efficiency is paramount, right? The processes that you have, the practices that you have internally, ensuring your costing, food costs are optimized, right? Your operational costs are optimized. Plugging in technology which operationally makes you a lot more efficient is paramount as well. So operational efficiency is one key factor. Staff training and development is a massive contributor. You can end up losing a lot of cost, a lot of turnover happening, so on and so forth, if you've not invested rightfully in training and development. Right from our early days, I knew we needed to create a brand, and thus the rightful investments were made in ensuring that we've got people with the right experience coming in and structuring the teams internally. So a lot of investments have gone into that, and today we reap the benefits of that. Last but not least, menu engineering, right? Very critical.
That's a science.
Yes,
Like
it is.
they-
It is. It is a science, from high profitability items to your customer favorites, right? Ensuring there's a right balance between the two is extremely critical. So we're constantly analyzing our offerings. We're constantly seeing how the sales are shaping up, which items are working, which aren't, and ensuring that you have optimized your cost levels on that front, right? So you can never compromise on what the customers want, but also be able to push out your high profitable items.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And looking ahead, where would you like to see Wok Boyz 2 years down?
Toughest of all the questions. I said this in another interview as well. Our growth's been quite proactive. We've invested in our growth. We've ensured that we're structured in a manner that we can keep spanning forward. Current priority is, I think 2024 is consolidating our growth so far, ensuring we're extremely efficient and bringing in operational efficiency and profitability across our business, and sustaining that for where all the new markets that we've opened up in. And outside of that, GCC is definitely the key focus. Saudi, Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar markets are amazing.
Anything concrete lined up in any one of those markets?
Lots of good discussions happening. And I think we're hopeful this year we'll at least open up one or two more markets in the GCC. Fingers crossed. Let's see how that shapes up.
Lovely. And now over to a segment that I love, Rapid Fire,
Sure.
and very food based.
Okay.
Very quickly, ramen or soba noodle,
Ramen.
momo or dim sum,
Dim sum.
ayam goreng or gai chod,
Gaito.
dalgona or Vietnamese iced coffee.
Vietnamese iced coffee, definitely. Yeah.
The last and the most difficult question, favorite Asian street food restaurant in the UAE that cannot be Wok Boyz.
That cannot be Wok Boyz. What a tough question. I'd have to say Street Tree, right? I think they've done an absolutely fabulous job. They've stayed true to their offerings. Their food is fabulous. It's my go-to place outside of Wok Boyz.
A lot about this, just the community feelings
Yes.
and the eagerness to help each other, even if you are in the same business.
You would be surprised. When I set up, I would randomly walk up to people that were owners of restaurants and trying to gain knowledge and know-how from them, and how open they would be to sharing that. There would never be, I've yet to ever encounter a sense of competition or reluctance on their end to share this information, right? So yes, the community feeling is amazing, and I think everyone appreciates the pie is big enough for everybody, and we all can thrive through that, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
On that note, thank you so much for joining us here at the RetailME TV studio, Gaurav.
Absolute
Lovely
pleasure.
chatting with
Thank you for having me. You guys are doing a brilliant job.